Hello everyone, welcome to something. In today's video we're doing how to build on the brand new Chaos Arthur, which has just dropped today. I've true awakened him already, he's quite good, his DPS is quite nice, and let's get into it. Firstly we're going to look at his substats like what we always do. Pierce rate, quite high, resistance, very good, crit chance is quite good, crit damage is very good, that's an insane amount of crit chance to have. Crit damage. Crit resistance is actually quite good, crit defense, once again, it's quite high. Lifesteal is pretty average, and once again, recovery rate don't care, and this resistance is because I have the True Awakening. Onto the cards, he has, I'm pretty sure this is the same skill as what Aaron has, I want to say. But it's basically 2 times crit chance, and then 2 times damage dealt to debuff enemies, which is quite good. You pair him with Bon, you can do a lot of damage. Other one, this is a brand new skill, this is like a debuff, so this is an AoE skill. It has a Flood AoE and it applies Seal of Darkness, which is basically Infect and then lowers the damage of AoEs by 30%. I'm pretty sure the multiplier doesn't increase. So at level 1 and at level 3 it still reduces the enemy's AoE damage by 30%, which is kind of nice. I'm pretty sure that also includes ults as well. Now onto his ultimate, which is like a goddamn paragraph. It's not as big as some of them, but it's quite big anyway. Applies Power of Chaos on all allies for 3 turns, which is a buff. Inflicts sever damage equal to 500% of attack on all enemies. Then applies 1 Call of Chaos effect on the hero. Call of Chaos, I'm pretty sure is what his passive is. We'll get to that in a second anyway. If the hero is participating in battle and has the Power of Chaos effect, the hero's damage dealt is increased by 40% and damage taken decreased by 30%. Whereas Power of Chaos, all stats increased by 5%. Of course, this is dependent on ult level, and ultimate move damage taken by minus 20%. So basically, damage reduction from ultimates and all stat increase. So this way it looks like a 6-6 compared to 1-6 here. So at 6-6, you get like the full max stacks of Chaos back, which is insane. It's quite good. It's actually quite a strong ultimate. Let me just show you. I'll just show you without any of the buffs. If I show you with the buffs, it's sort of here. I'll show you with no buffs. No buffs. 260k isn't bad. But then we'll still use a single target. Once again, this enemy is not debuffed. 260k, so it would have done, let's say, 2 times the damage. So it's about 520k. It's not bad. Especially for someone who's built to go on a team. I do think he might end up being like a Mael, which is like, when his team starts to die off, you can really see the damage difference. I do think that will be a slight problem with him. But overall, I think he's quite a good character. Onto his passive, which is like, once again, like several paragraphs. Increase the hero's basic stats. Increase the basic stats of human allies by 5% for each human participating in battle, which is about the same as it's the same as Yuri's passive. In PvP, you have 15%. In anything that is 4-man up, you get 20%, which is quite nice. Applies Call of Chaos on the hero if an ally human gains 1 orb in their ultimate move gauge by increasing the rank of using or moving a skill. Okay. So, you can get ult gauge pretty quickly, and the fact that it's your allies as well, it's not just you, does make it a hell of a lot easier. Especially if you had to gain 4 ult gauge with Arthur, it would be quite hard. You wouldn't be able to do it turn 1, unless you got a merger. But, thankfully, you can just use your teammates, and you're basically guaranteed to get 4 ult gauge within the first turn. You can merge them, play 2 skills, and there you go. You're 4 ult gauge. In addition, Call of Chaos is removed if it has stacked to the maximum number of times, which is 4. At the start of the ally's turn, apply Chaos's control on the hero for 2 turns, which is basically a taunt. Call of Chaos, crit defense increased by 10% and max HP increased by 5%, so he can give himself an extra 20% max HP and 40% extra crit defense, which is quite good. Bear in mind his crit defense is already very high as it is. Chaos Control taunts enemy with max HP of 30%, so increases max HP by 30%, gives him a taunt and removes 2 debuffs. And that's not it. Additionally, additional damage equal to 25% of the hero's max HP when using a skill. Basically, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage because he alone gives you 50% increased max HP plus his passive, so you're looking at 65% increased max HP just from Arthur alone. That's just from him providing you with 3 allies that are humans, so it's 15% basic stats, his max passive, which is Call of Chaos, and the taunt, which is 30% as well. 65% HP related stats, that's without anyone else boosting him. You know, you then add Bon on top, it's another 15%, so then you're looking at 80% HP, and add anyone else on top of that, you're looking at 80% plus max HP. And then, of course, you're going to be dealing a lot of that back in damage, which is nice. And that's the reason why I've given him HP defense. Because not only does he have a taunt, so you kind of do want him to tank, you kind of want to give him Ratamiel. He's sort of taken the place of Green Arthur, so you do kind of want him to taunt up and take a lot of the hits for the human team. But also, he does additional damage based on his max HP, which is sort of the reason why you sort of want to give him HP defense. And the fact that taunt lasts for 2 turns as well means that, you know, you can basically infinitely have the taunt up, which in PvP and PvE and PvP I can see being very good. A constant PvE taunt, especially in things like DK, Ace, you know, maybe the next demonic beast, you know, stuff like that. It's very good to have. It's very nice to have. You can sort of control the damage that's spread out around your team, and you know, maybe even Arthur will be in one of the top. I was gonna say Nihilid boss, but like final boss teams, because by himself he gives himself a lot of HP. If you don't even if you don't include the max passive, right? Sorry, the max human passive. That's 5% plus 20% plus 30%. So you're looking at 55% HP, which is good. Bear in mind, he just provides that to him. Like, you technically could get it turn 2. You can't get it turn 1 because when you reach max stack, you have to wait for the next turn to get the buff. But it's quite good. He's a very good character. His CC is the highest in the game. Once again, I've only got his free outfits and stuff. I think his outfits are pretty mid. I like this one. That one's I really hate this one. Weapons wise, once again, I actually like how the weapons are just his hand and they're not the actual sword itself. The sword is like constant, which is what I really like. Headgears wise, I like this one. I also like this one as well. But overall, he's a really good character. I would highly recommend picking up at least 1 copy. Preferably you do want 2, because then his ultimate ignores crit defense. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. I don't really know at 2-6, but I know 2-6 is good, and you kind of want to give him 2-6. But overall, very good character. I highly recommend making him some HP defense gear. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.